Hi guys. Um, I've just been recently thinking about why is my pregnancy so good. I have very little unpleasant symptoms, um, and even those that I have are very very mild, um, and everything's just been going really really well, despite or because of my age. And I've been thinking about it, like especially considering all the circumstances in my life, like how everything's changing and all the stress with accommodation and all that stuff. And I was wondering, like, how am I managing to actually have such a good pregnancy, and how much of it is it luck, and how much of it is it um, me? All the stuff that I have been doing and that I had done in the past. And this is the conclusion I arrived at. I think I was thinking about genetics. So genetics, definitely I think can define what your pregnancy is going to be like, to some extent. However, all the women on my maternal side, excuse me, all the women on my maternal side have horrific pregnancies. My grandma and my mom, both of them were through both of their pregnancies in hospital, more or less throughout the whole pregnancy. My auntie had terrible nausea and throwing up, like all the way through her pregnancy, both of them. On my dad's side, not too sure how it works with the genes being passed from a father to a daughter when it comes to pregnancy. But even there, it wasn't exactly walk in a park. So genetically, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't make sense that I've inherited good genes that make my pregnancy really good. So other opinions were that it's because it's a boy. Well, I have two cousins and a brother, and as I said, my auntie and my mom had horrific experiences with those pregnancies. So yeah, but no. Age. There's some theories that actually, when you're older, your pregnancy might be better because your hormones are likely to be more stable. But I don't know. I haven't found any evidence. There's just theories at this moment. So hard to tell. And also having look around me and women, and having pregnancies in their age and still having horrific experiences. In their late 30s. So yeah, I don't think that's it either. I think there's a bit of luck involved. I think I'm just a little bit lucky, but also I think it's all the work I've done prior to becoming pregnant, and as well what I've been continuing doing throughout my pregnancy. So when I fell pregnant, I was really the fittest, healthiest, mentally and physically I've ever been in my life. By then, I was exercising regularly. I had really good diet, like healthy and balanced. I, been receiving therapies, various number of them, for years. I was working on my mind as well as my body, and I felt really, really healthy. When I fell pregnant, I adjusted things. So I adjusted my exercise and adjusted the way I received the therapies, but I continued. So I still exercise, I still go to gym, and I still lift, and I still walk and do my yoga every day. My diet remained very sensible. It changed slightly because there were certain things I couldn't even look at, especially in the first trimester. But that's kind of been fine now. I'm back to my salads, which I love. I kind of had a want for more dark meat, which I don't used to eat much of. So I just adjusted my diet slightly, but I certainly didn't feel like, suddenly I had an excuse to live in an ice cream or chocolate or desserts or whatever. I didn't take eating for 2 literally, especially when the other one is about this size. Um, and kept my diet pretty reasonable. I still have my ice creams, I love them. I'm not gonna give them up just because I'm pregnant. But I'm very, sensible with the sugar intake, at what time of the day. I don't, overdo it, and still have my, healthy amount of fiber and carbs and protein, really nice combination, as well as supplements to make sure that all my vitamins, minerals are at the level they're meant to be. And my bloods are showing that is exactly what is happening. Like, all my results are always, throughout my pregnancy have been perfect. Apart from the low PAPA, which it's a hormone. Hormones go up and down, and my second scan showed that there was nothing to worry about anyway. But the baby's growing well, everything's going well, all my tests are good. And I think that's also thanks to all the therapies I'm doing. So, I have massage once a month, I have osteopathy once a month, I have acupuncture once a month, I have homeopathy, once a month actually, when, my homeopathy's been supporting me through the pregnancy, give me stuff to help me with any mild symptoms that arose. And the homeopathy really took care of that as well. Reiki as well, every couple of months or so. And I've just seen a herbalist, Western herbalist, who is preparing a special tea just for me that contains all the stuff that I need to prepare me to maintain a good pregnancy and prepare me for easier, not easy, but easier labor. That's the plan. So I'm already, looking after myself in kind of natural way already. So I'm, all these therapies I've been receiving for years, and I just continued working with them, and I will continue to do so. And I feel that's why I'm managing so well. I really think that the homeopathy did affect the level of nausea. I really think so did the acupuncture. I had a really good experience when I felt difficult. I find it difficult to drink water. After the session of acupuncture, my water drinking went straight back to normal. Like literally, as soon as the session was over, I was able to drink water again. So, for me, that's my evidence. My experience is my evidence that it works for me. Now, please don't take me wrong. I'm not saying that if you do all these things, your pregnancy is going to be perfect and, you'll have no issues whatsoever. First thing, I'm not saying I had to have no symptoms. I'm just saying that those I have are very mild. Secondly, everyone is different. Thirdly, genetics do play a role. And also, luck. I think luck has a lot to do with it. And sometimes you just have bad luck and develop, sometimes quite serious conditions, whether it's gestational diabetes or preeclampsia, all that stuff that, it's makes the pregnancy experience quite horrific. So, we can't take that away, that, we can't say that if you do all these things, none of this will happen, because that's just simply not true. I'm just saying, if you're generally healthy, I think continuing exercising in a balanced way, continuing eating healthily, and helping yourself with alternative therapies, I think you can make pregnancy much easier and more pleasant experience. And I think you can also kind of make the symptoms of any pre-existing conditions or new conditions, you can make them milder. That is definitely my experience with my clients, that I work with a lot of pregnant women, and they come for massage for a reason, and it does help, and aromatherapy as well. And I do send them to other practitioners that I feel they would benefit from it. But I think also what really, really helps being the years of the talking therapies, the NLP hypnotherapy, Gestalt, all these types of therapies I've been receiving in the last 5 years or so. And I think that's what helped me to stay mentally stable despite the circumstances, to stay more or less at peace, to manage my emotional up and downs in quite a healthy way. And I just think that being able to, being able to manage my stress well, definitely lessens again some of the symptoms that pregnancy can bring, because stress definitely makes everything worse. When you stress, you will struggle to sleep, it makes you tired and so forth, so it's just something I was thinking about recently. And I really do wonder what your experience is, what your opinion on this is. Do you agree that exercise, diet, and alternative therapies can make pregnancy much easier and better, or do you feel that none of these things have any effect and it doesn't matter and it's just pot of luck how your pregnancy goes? Please do share your opinions, because whether I'm pregnant or not, I just really love pregnancy and I love to know more about it. And obviously, the more I know about it, the better I can assist my clients as well. So please do share. I'm one big ear. Thank you for listening.